baseball.
Okay, here we go.
Ready. We're live. We're so ready, Ruben. It's off the charts.
Here we go.
Rocky Romanella is the founder and CEO of 360 Management Services LLC and author of the book Tighten the Lughouse. With over 40 years of boots-on-the-ground leadership experience, Rocky creates excitement through his energy, passion, and knowledge in every podcast. During his 36 years at UPS, he led one of the largest rebranding initiatives in franchising history, the UPS Store, revolutionizing the $9 billion retail shipping and business services market. He also led the integration of more than 20 acquisitions that became UPS Supply Chain Solutions and let us improve financial performance, capabilities, and global footprint. Post-UPS, he served as CEO and Director for Unitech Global Services, a telecommunications company, and serves as an independent board member and advisor. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the discussion.
Do this look like work to you? Nah. Looking at the lights like it's all that is for me. Everyone tonight is here, all that is for me. Hands in the air, yeah, all that is for me. Bottles over here, all that is for me. Bottles bringing bottles out, all that is for me. You for real?
Way up until the 8 o'clock hour here on HamiltonRadio.net. You can tune into the show on Facebook.com, comment in the comments section, or give us a call. Producer Ruben chilling by the phone line. That number is 609-807-2492. That's 609-807-2492. Do we have a lot, Rocky, on the docket for the Romo Sapiens today? NFL Week 3, Stanley Cup Finals, game number 6. The NBA Finals are set. Lakers versus Heat. And, of course, you cannot forget about the MLB postseason starting this week as well. It is a litany of sports topics for the humans.
Are they calling it the mega bracket? Like I saw something about them. I saw something with the word mega in front of MLB today. I think it's the mega bracket.
All I know is it's a mega disappointment that when more than half the league is in the playoffs, the New York Metropolitans are not one of them.
No, what do you like the expanded format?
I love the expanded format. I like it a lot.
So we're best of 5.
Best of 5 in the first round.
And then we're best of 7.
And then we're sevens.
I like it too.
I agree with you. I think it's actually I think the first round is best of 3. We have to look that up.
I like it too. I would argue,
Either way, 3 or 5 first round out of it.
I would argue you could restructure your divisions if you expand to 16, like and go conferences and divisions similar to basketball and hockey.
That is a thought process, and I know that a lot of people have thought that the DH change in Major League Baseball for this year, along with the expanded playoffs, might be something that the MLB wants to explore moving forward.
That might be enough to get more people, to keep people happy.
I agree with you 100%.
Because they can't change any more rules.
They can't, and it's been so much fun. There's so many new teams in the playoffs. What we're going to do around the 7:40 hour here on the Rome Show, we're going to pick our playoff brackets in Major League Baseball. So Rocky and I are going to do probably a really bad job for the most part on trying to figure out who might win this thing. It's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot in every sport, but especially in baseball this year. So stay tuned for 7:40 when we dive into that MLB playoff bracket. We have some baseball on this day in sports history today.
Oh, yeah?
I felt like it was only right the regular season ended yesterday. So on this date,
Let's make sure our baseball trivia is right this week.
it is, I double check. On this date in 1960, September 28th, 1960, the great Ted Williams hit his final home run of his career. Rocky, can you guess how many total home runs Ted Williams had in his Major League Baseball career?
502.
That was actually a really good guess. I'm going to tell you to go higher, though.
It's 514, I
A
think.
little bit higher,
525.
a little bit lower.
517.
521 would be the exact total. And it really is one of the greatest pure hitters of all time was Ted Williams. A career 344 batting average. He drove in 1,839 runs in his career, scored 1,800 runs, and had an on-base percentage a 482. I mean, think about how hard that is. And he played from the year 1939 to 1960. And again, let me reiterate, finished with a career batting average of 344. And oh, by the way, was one of the only people ever in history of baseball to finish a year with an above 400 batting average, which is the hardest thing you could possibly ever. Oh, and he hit 406.
Yeah, no, Ted Williams is all time. I think it was at either the Baseball Hall of Fame or the Bob Feller Museum in southern Iowa. And I can't remember where I was, but there was a strike zone with all these
Baseball Hall of Fame.
right? It's the Baseball Hall of Fame, right? Right, and it would say, hey, this is what Ted Williams would have battled if every pitch came right here.
Yes.
And it was like from 450, 500 down to like 286 or whatever it was. But
And like the lowest number on that was like 270.
yeah, but like his spread of the ball was so impressive. Like he was always gonna be a Hall of Famer from a hit standpoint. Like
Let me put these statistics in line for you here. And then I want you to think about this for a quick second, okay? Because this is how different the world was in the 40s and 50s when Ted Williams was playing. So he played 4 years for the Boston Red Sox from 1939 to 1942, with which he hit 327, 344, 406, 356. And then when you're looking at his baseball reference, see, most kids, most people, they might not notice this, but from 1943 to 1945, you know what it says on his baseball reference stat card?
World War II.
Yep. Did not play in the majors or minors because of military service. That's just, it's kind of crazy to think he then came out of military service, played 150 games, and hit 342.
Like a 10 season. Like a 10 season. Yeah.
That's mind blowing. So shout out to Ted Williams. This date, 1960, September 28th, Ted Williams hit his final home run, 521, possibly the greatest baseball player of all time, if not top three.
Yeah, obviously one of probably the best hitter of all time.
I would agree. 100%. The best pure hitter of all time. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, straight off the road today, we're going to start the show straight off the road with the way we ended our day today prior to coming to the radio station. That was like a golf outing.
Yeah, it was outstanding.
It was outstanding, and we were finishing up, or we were on the 18th or the 18th hole for our scramble, and Rock said we were leading off the show with the golf outing today. And I agree with you, because one of the better golf outings I've ever been to, but if you ever played in a scramble, there's not many things I think better than playing in a golf outing in a scramble.
No, especially when there's good pace.
Yeah,
Good
the
pace,
pace
good
today was
weather,
exceptional.
great pace, and you can't. I know. I mean, you picture the scene in I Love You, Man, when she's like, "Ready to play, ready to play, ready to play."
100%. And so it was pretty cool. Shout out to the Zone Sports Academy, the academy that started my baseball coaching career, which was pretty cool. I worked there for about 3.5 years. My girlfriend currently works there now. And the guys at Zone, Duke, Steve-O, they put on a fantastic golf outing. This is the 7th year now of the Zone Scholarship Scramble, and it's really cool. And the reason for the golf outing should be out there as well. And if you don't know, head over to zonesportsinc.com and check it out. They host this golf outing. It's called the Zone Scholarship Scramble, and the idea is that Zone Sports Academy chooses 6 people that train baseball or softball in the facility that are going to play college athletics to grant them a $1,000 scholarship for their freshman year of college. It's a super awesome initiative. I've been a part of it a few times during my career. I have to do the interviews, but it's super awesome to see an organization that already gives back, already helps better the baseball and the softball players in the central New Jersey and all around the New Jersey area, but to also put together such a great event. 7 straight years. 7 straight years. I think it's almost 10 years now that they've handed out $1,000 to 6 people going to college, but you can't put anything. It's priceless what they're able to do for some of these student athletes.
Yeah, one of the better outings I've ever been a part of. First class all the way through, from the course all the way through to the execution of the event. So it's been great, and obviously, I actually think COVID helps it because you don't have to pull the pin.
Nice.
Everyone just shows up and plays.
Yep.
So you don't got to stay for after.
Yep.
It was really nice.
I will say golf as a whole might be better COVID edition.
Golf is 10 times better
Right?
edition without having to pull the pin.
Don't pull the pins. You
The hardest thing is when you hit the putt, which we hit a couple today.
hit it and just smoke the pin.
Yes, that
You have to determine, like,
No,
would that have been in?
They
They would have 100% been in, but it gives you that gray area. So shout out to you guys at Zone. I think Brock, I was thinking about it today. We should be, if we're the zone golf outing is going to be on a Monday. What should we be doing at the golf outing? Live broadcasting.
I thought of it on the
Yeah. Why we weren't poked up at a hole? We should be at the hole-in-one par 3, and we should be collecting that audio all day.
That would be a lot of fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to do some more. Mark September 28th in your calendar for next year.
Yeah.
Because we want you, the Romo Safety, to be there. That's straight off the roam today. I guess in theory sponsored by Zone Sports Academy. Screw it. Great humans, great people, great day. Let's get into the NFL. Week 3 was nutty. Okay? It came off of an interesting week 2 where there was an insane amount of injuries, and there were so many teams that you had so many question marks about. You finally saw Nick Foles take over for the Chicago Bears, which I have an opinion on that, by
I
the
don't
way.
know if it's finally though. Like it's literally like week 3 mid game.
But why I say finally is because, in my opinion, Matt Nagy wanted to make that move early. Stuck with Mitch Trubisky because he drafted him. Was almost like, here's the benefit of the doubt, man. We're going to let you be the starter, just waiting for that moment where we can pull you. And I agree. Okay, it clearly worked. They came back from 16 down with 5 minutes remaining against the Atlanta Falcons, who apparently the MO is when you play the Falcons, lose for 55 minutes. Because if you lose, you're actually setting yourself up to win. It's a crazy theory when you play the Falcons. That's a whole nother conversation. But it worked. But Mitch wasn't having a bad game. Yeah, he threw a pick early in the third quarter. You're down by 16. But when you make that move, you can't go back.
Okay, so if you win out and go to the playoffs the rest of the season, that's a great move.
But do we believe that's going to happen?
Yeah.
Because last time I checked, and listen, Nick Foles is the Super Bowl MVP. We all know what he did with the Eagles twice. But when Nick Foles signed a contract in Jacksonville to go down and be the starter for 16 games, we saw him for 3. And then ended up getting traded because of Gardner Minshew. So I agree and I understand that it could be the right decision. But like we saw at Alabama, when you make that decision, you ain't going back on it. So Foles is the starter for the Bears moving forward, and it looks like Mitchell Trubisky might be looking for a job next year.
I mean, they're 3-0 with the Packers. The Lions and the Vikings don't look like they're going to contend at all in the NFC North. There's only 4 other teams that are above 500. So, I mean, I think that they're right there.
So you're saying, regardless, you still go with Foles moving forward.
You have to go for
All
it.
right, I agree.
They already named it.
They did.
They've already named it.
Did they?
Yeah, today.
That's funny, too, because, when you listen to these press conferences after the game, it's like, we're going to see how the week of practice goes, blah, blah, blah. But just say it. You know.
They responded well to Nick Foles. And listen, it sounds like there's something else going on. Because, to just give the offense like a kick in the butt, it's not like pulling the goalie in hockey. Like,
Yeah.
You know the guy's going to start again.
Right.
Right? Like, so I think there's got to be something behind the scenes. Either the offensive coordinator or Trubisky are not seeing eye to eye, or they think that games 1 and 2 had nothing to do with him and everything to do with
And I think that's what it was. And that's why I say finally when I say they finally pulled Trubisky, because I think in their minds, this was a month and a half ago when they got Nick Foles.
I just don't know though. If you go 3-0 with Trubisky, you're in your best case scenario. I mean, the last thing you wanted to do was get into week 3, 0-3,
And
you're
then
bringing
Foles. Right.
So that's why I think that there's more to the story that no one is.
Well, I also think, too, part of that is Matt Nagy, I think, is coaching for his job this year. This is his 3rd year with the Chicago Bears. His first year they go to the playoffs, kind of like an Adam Gase in Miami scenario. First year you go to the playoffs with a quarterback that was just drafted that people didn't know if he was going to be good. He looked really good that first year. Great. You come into the second year, high expectations. You don't succeed. Mitch Trubisky looks like he took a step back. We digress. Okay. You come into year 3, you get Nick Foles, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, a Super Bowl MVP. And Matt Nagy's sitting there going, I am one of the 8 coaches in this league right now that are probably coaching for their 4th year or their next year on their contract. So right there, he's going, I'm 2-0. This Falcons team, and I'm sure it came into play. I was kidding before, but he probably said they lose, they blow leads. So can we get a guy in there that could score some points? And he's saying to himself, would I rather die with Mitch Trubisky or would I rather die with Nick Foles?
I think that the leash on Trubisky was already short.
Right.
right? It was the first time they had seen adversity all season,
Right.
and Nagy must be feeling the pressure to make that decision so quickly.
I agree.
Right? Because unless there was a full-on mutiny in the locker room at halftime,
Right.
that this guy and something terrible happened, like that he had to make the decision for the betterment of the team, right? I think he made a knee-jerk reaction, worked out for him. But the true test will be next 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. I agree with you because it's going to take a chance. All right, let's go around the NFL here, Rob. Okay, it was a bad week. It was a bad week for you. I know. Okay, so rather than ask you about your feelings on the New York Football Giants, I'm going to ask you your feelings on other teams.
Let's do it.
And I'm going to sprinkle the Giants in when you least expect it. Here's the deal. It's called, are these teams real? Or are they this bad? Okay, that's the segment today. Now, let me ask you this question before we get going. We can go all the real teams, then all the are they this bad teams, or we can go 1-1.
Just bring it to me however you want.
Okay, all right, perfect. Are these teams real? Number one, Buffalo Bills. They currently sit at 3-0. They defeated the Los Angeles Rams 35-32 over the weekend. Josh Allen looking like a dude. Drove the team down 32-27 with about 2 minutes left in the game. Got a lot of help from the officiating on 4th down. Absolutely asinine pass interference call. Nonetheless, Josh Allen made the Rams pay. Rocky, the Buffalo Bills are 3-0. Are they real?
Yes, I think the Bills are real. I think they've been working on it for a couple weeks, like 2-3 years now. I think Josh Allen has been a ton of fun. I think that they are playing an offense that is good for him, which is great. He's got nice weapons at wide receiver. All right, the Stephon Diggs pickup over the offseason was good. Singletary is their running back. Listen, I like the Bills. I think that they're exciting to watch. And I think they're going to be in tight games like the one you saw versus the Rams all season, and they're going to come out on top more times than not.
The New England Patriots have led the AFC each of the last 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
Is this the year? Even though New England is good at 2-1 with Cam Newton at the helm right now. But is this the year that another team takes it over?
I think this could be the year, but I don't think that the Patriots miss the playoffs.
I agree with you 100%. All right, moving on. Are they this bad? Rocky, the Minnesota Vikings are 0-3. They had a chance to win a football game this weekend, a real chance to win a football game this weekend. They were beating the Tennessee Titans late in that game, 30-28. The Tennessee Titans came down the field, kicked the field goal to win it 31-30. Mike Zimmer and the offense for the Vikings does not look good. Kirk Cousins doesn't look like having an idea. Rocky, the Vikings are 0-3. Are they this bad?
Yeah, they're that bad. I could see him figuring it out and going like maybe 4-5, like 4 or 5 wins, maybe 6 wins out of the Vikings, just because they've got some good talent.
Overall, or like in their next 5 to 10
No,
years?
overall.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see him getting to 5 wins. Like, I don't think they're as bad as the Giants or the Jets, but I do think that it's fun to watch Tennessee kind of pick up where they left
It is.
last year.
Yeah,
You know, that's a fun team to cheer for.
It is, and I'm not going to lie to you though. A lot of it has to do with Brian Tannehill for me.
Well, I think you have someone who knows how to put Derrick Henry in good spots.
Yes.
So it's a good. They work well together. It makes Tannehill's passing game that much better than Derrick.
Hey, can I be honest here? For some reason, when a team from Tennessee is good in any sport, it just seems more fun. Like when the Predators were that good and they were in the finals, like that vibe is awesome.
Nashville's hot right now.
It is. It is.
Hot right now.
It's so hot right now. Hansel, so hot right now. All right, moving on. This is going to hurt you a little bit. We have to talk about it because it's our job and we have an hour to do so. The 49ers, Rocky, are 2-1. They brought their practice squad into the Meadowlands and defeated the Giants 36-9 over the weekend. Nate Mullins looked like he was a dude. Maybe the Giants should trade for him. I have no idea. But the 49ers are unhealthy and at 2-1. It only tells you what happens when they get healthy, Rocky. The 49ers 2-1. Are they real?
I think the 49ers have to be real.
Really?
Yeah, I think they have to.
Wow. See, I honestly, and I was going to have you back here and say it wasn't Giants bias saying they're not that bad. I thought you would say they aren't real. Because just watching that game, yeah, they beat the Giants, but like, can they bring that team in and beat like a good football team?
I just think when they're all healthy, and they got a lot to prove this year after they lost. I just think I don't know. I don't know how they're not real, based on what.
Yeah, if George Kittle's healthy,
right. If Kittle's healthy,
if Jimmy Garoppolo is playing the way he played last year,
Raheem Mostert had
It's a
2 incredible days before he got hurt.
and even Jerick McKinnon, who started for the 49ers against the Giants, even he was legit. And it's not my fantasy team, by the way.
It's not like Jordan Reed's not a serviceable tight end still. I mean,
You're right.
right? I mean, to take over the reps until they get deep in the season when they come back. I don't know how they're not for real.
All right, so we agree. They are real. Moving on. The Houston Texans, Rocky, are 0-3. This is a team that had Super Bowl aspirations. In the offseason, Bill O'Brien made probably the worst move of all time in National Football League history, trading DeAndre Hopkins, arguably the best target in not only that division, but in the NFL at the time for his quarterback, Deshaun Watson. They have nobody. Kenny Stills ain't picking it up. Will Fuller ain't picking it up. The Texans are 0-3. I think Bill O'Brien's on the hot seat. Rocky, are they this bad?
I don't think they're that bad. I could see him fighting the 8-8.
It's going to take a lot.
Are the Texans have a better chance of getting the 8-8 than the Colts did, going 9-7?
Yeah, the Colts are like 2-1.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, can they keep that up?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. The Colts defense is legit. Their running game is legit because something we talked about last week with the Giants taking Saquon Barkley instead of drafting offensive linemen, which went to the Indianapolis Colts, and now they have an
I
offensive
think the
line.
Jags are better than 1 and 2.
Dude, is it my segment or is it yours?
I'm just having fun. I mean, you're asking me questions. I'm just trying to get your opinion.
I asked you about the Houston Texans. Oh, and
I'm just saying, if you think the Jags are better than 1 and 2, and all these other 2 teams, I mean, they have no chance, and they're definitely that bad.
I think the Jags are not better than 1 and 2. I don't think they're that good. The Dolphins beat. I know this. I think the Dolphins are better than they were last year.
Do you think it's time for the Texans to rebuild?
That's what I'm. Yes. I do think they are that bad. Is what I'm gonna get it. They're that bad because you take away your best weapon, you expose the rest of the team. The defense isn't that good. Everybody else is mediocre. You got a great quarterback throwing to a lot of mediocre dudes. I think what we're learning about Deshaun Watson is he's not Aaron Rodgers. So he's not going to make Naquez, Shanquell, Scanlon better. And he's not going to take these dudes you've never heard of and throw them TD passes in the end zone because he's not that guy. So I think they are actually that bad. And I think we're going to see the firing of Bill O'Brien and the rebuild of the Houston Texans.
Do you think that happens mid-season?
I don't know, though, because, like, Bill O'Brien's the GM.
He is the Texans.
That's the thing. He's the GM. He's the head coach. So, like, I think you're going to have to deal with it for the full 17-week season. And then I think in the offseason, and I think it's going to be one of those stupid things, too, like they mutually decided to part ways. Yes, if anyone really wants to ever leave a job in professional sports.
Is he even the only head coach in
No, please don't even bring that in here. In Houston Texans history, you just
it seems like it.
take your headphones off.
It
do
seems
10
like it.
just do 10 push-ups.
Who else?
Gary Kubiak.
Oh, Gary.
First
Kubiak,
head
good
coach in
job.
Houston Texans history. And the starting quarterback was
Jeff Ostetler.
David Carr. Oh, the most sacked quarterback in NFL history. Moving on. Are they this real? The Green Bay Packers. I'm going to keep this simple. I just said it. Aaron Rodgers is making his team better every single day. They have 0 weapons on the outside that you would consider legit weapons. They've gone 3-0. They've put up over 40, and over 38 points in their first 3 weeks of the season. Their defense is a little iffy, but they've beaten some pretty good teams.
Packers are running the ball well.
They are. Aaron Jones is a dude. The Packers are 3-0. Are they real?
Yeah, of course. Yes, the Packers are real.
Yes, they have a legit running game as well. Okay.
I just
Thank you for the commentary. Moving forward, the Chargers.
I like that.
1 and
Packers-
2.
It's fun that the Packers and Bears are both 3-0.
There we go. Yeah, a little commentary for the segment. Hey, call it 609-807-2492. If you
You
have
just
better
said everything the
If
Packers
you have
are good about. What do you want me to do?
responses than my part.
You want me to say the Packers suck just for fun?
No, I want you to just respond naturally. Like
You
when
just
we
said
did the
Aaron
Bills-
Rodgers is making the Packers better. I was like, yeah. I mean, you made really good points.
This is The Rome Show here on HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2, and Facebook.com/The Rome Show 1. You can call us in at 609-807-2492, or you can chime in on the Facebook comments section. We have a few more here. Stop. Are these teams real? The Seattle Seahawks, 3-0. Listen, normally you say the Seahawks have a serious advantage because they have their home field and they have all of their fans there. They don't have that now, which means they've been playing close games each of their last 2 home games, but they found a way to win. Their defense doesn't look that good, but are they good enough? I have no idea. Rocky, the Seahawks are 3-0. Are they real?
Russell Wilson is real, so the Seahawks are real.
I agree with that 100%.
I mean, that's it. That's what it is. At some point, they're going to be in the Super Bowl again before he's done there.
I agree.
If not 2 more times, and this year could be one of those years.
I think he's the front runner for the MVP right now. It's his to lose, as I said last
That was a big game they won yesterday.
Huge.
That was a very big game.
And that game was not only just big for the Seahawks, but it was huge for the NFC East. Because, listen, which is so bad, right?
Oh,
Which is
man.
so bad. But the Eagles somehow tie the Bengals, which is the best thing ever. So they're 0-2-1. The Giants are 0-3. I have them out. But the Redskins are 1-2. So are the Cowboys. And it's like, we're going into week 4, and the Redskins and the Cowboys are tied atop the NFC East.
How is the division so bad?
But that's what I don't understand is, a lot of people talk about how the NFC East has been one of the best divisions. Well, I think it's one of the worst divisions.
Well, right now, but
The last 5 years.
historically, it's always been one of the best.
Historically, yes. The Eagles' year winning the Super Bowl. What was their record?
Don't even remember.
I think it was 9-7. Sean, what was the Eagles' record when they won the Super Bowl?
The Giants won the Super Bowl 9-7 too.
That is my point exactly. You're telling me it's the best division in football. It really isn't. They're the best. Maybe they're the best playoff.
But the year like there were 3 of the teams in the playoffs.
Right. No, it's good.
So I mean, yeah,
3 teams made the playoffs that year?
3 teams from the FC East.
Who?
It was the Giants. Well, in 2010, the Giants beat the Cowboys in round
round
2.
I think.
Yes, because they had to go on the road and beat
beat
Tampa
Dallas.
Bay, and they had to go beat Dallas, and they had to go beat Green Bay.
And Green Bay. They were Green Bay both times.
That's
to get
right.
the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Tom Coughlin's frozen face. That's right. All right. We got 2 more here. 3 more.
That was 07 out of 10.
The Chargers, 1-2. Justin Herbert is now at the helm. Sad story there, though, for Tyrod Taylor. The training staff
This is a terrible
pierced him
story.
the wrong way, giving him an injection before the game, week 2, which caused Justin Herbert to start late, causing Justin Herbert to essentially probably take over the franchise now. And Tyrod Taylor, for a second straight time, gets injured out of his own control. Both injuries out of his own control, and then loses his job to the incumbent draftee quarterback. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say Tyrod Taylor's an all-pro. He's the best quarterback in the league. It's just disappointing to hear that from it. And he's been on Hard Knocks twice, which is funny. But everything you hear about that guy is he's a fantastic human being. So,
No, any time he's ever gotten going, it's just like it just hasn't been enough.
Right.
You know?
right, and then he gets hurt. So, Rocky, the Chargers are 1-2. Do you believe they are this bad?
I don't know if they're that bad, but with Justin Herbert behind his quarterback in the team now, they might not be able to come out of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
With Tyrod
He's
Taylor,
played well,
Yeah.
but he's a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, when's the last time a rookie just absolutely lit it up? Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
Is he Patrick Mahomes?
no.
Is he Josh Allen?
I think he could be.
He could be Josh Allen.
I think he could be better than Josh Allen because I think coming into the league, his throw ability is a little bit better than Josh Allen's. I mean, no one thought Josh Allen was going to throw the ball.
No one thought Josh Allen was going to play good football.
Because he came from Wyoming, which I hate. I hated that whole analysis.
I hate all
Where
of
do they
that
play?
analysis. At this point, I don't believe one thing that experts say about kids coming out of college.
Yeah, it's hard to because they could be so wrong. There's so many case in points.
Every year.
I got 2 more for you because we're going to be pushing up against break here soon as well. All right? We got to pay those bills. The Cardinals, 2-1, started the year 2-0. Kyler Murray looks like he could be legit, but drop a bad game. Just a bad loss to the Detroit Lions at home. The Cardinals sit at 2-1. Are they real?
They are not. I don't think that Kyler Murray is going to end up being that great.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I disagree completely. I don't think he's going to be like the greatest quarterback of all time, but I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
What does it good mean? Is he going to be a good? Is he going to be Matthew
So
Stafford good? Is he going to be Matthew Stafford good, or is he going to be Jimmy Garoppolo and Patrick Mahomes good?
Well, if you think about it, Matthew Stafford good is better than Jimmy Garoppolo good. It's just that Jimmy Garoppolo is
Is
on a
it?
better team in San Francisco. Oh, yeah.
Really? Because Jimmy G's been to the Super Bowl.
Right. With a way better team and a franchise that gives him the players that help him get there.
But that's my
Put
point.
Matthew
But
Stafford
that's my
on the
point.
49ers.
But that's my point. Is he going to have a career like Matthew Stafford, where he just lives on fantasy teams his whole career, or is he going to go to the Super Bowl?
But that is dependent on the organization.
So he is playing for the San Diego, not San Diego, the Los Angeles San Diego Chargers.
The Arizona Cardinals.
The Arizona Cardinals. You got me all fired up. Well, Justin Herbert. Now, anyways, that doesn't matter. You need to decide right now: is he going to be Matthew Stafford good, or is he going to be Jimmy G good?
If I had to choose one of the two, I'm going to choose Jimmy G good. Because it's not like Jimmy G good is like, whoa, it's the best quarterback in the league. But if you're telling me he's going to be like Jimmy Garoppolo, yeah. All right.
So he's going to be in the Super Bowl the next 2 years.
I think he could. First off, Jimmy G was in the league for 8 years before he took a team to the Super Bowl. So yeah, okay, but now you're comparing two different things. This man sat behind Tom Brady for 4 years, watched him win a Super Bowl, then started a little bit in his career, and then went to San Francisco to take over a team and be the franchise guy. Kyler Murray stepped into the worst team in the league last year, won 4 games, got an upgrade with some positions, and has now shown improvement. So in the next 8 years, could Kyler Murray? Yes, that team is trending upward.
San Francisco was pretty bad when Jimmy G took over. I'm pretty sure they were they were pretty bad.
That first year, this is third year. They were.
I think it was fourth year.
They were significantly better than the Cardinals team that they put on the field last year.
I'm just saying. My point is, I don't see Kyler Murray in a Super Bowl ever.
I'm surprised by that because if you think
I like Kyler
if
Murray.
you think Jimmy Garoppolo is that good,
I don't, but he's been to a Super Bowl. He has that ability.
right? But you're comparing an 8-year pro to a 2-year pro. That's not.
I'm just saying. I'm saying I don't believe in the Cardinals. I don't think Kyler Murray is going to be someone who's going to take that team deep in playoffs.
That's fair, and I do believe he can. I think he can. I think he's going to grow into that quarterback.
Same. And by the way, it's the same reason I don't think Baker Mayfield is going to either.
Well, I agree with that one. See, I agree with the Baker Mayfield one. I think Kyler Murray of the two is going to end up being better.
But Josh Allen's going to be up to all.
He could. I think so. But again, a lot of that
That might be into the playoffs.
But he already did. He went last year. It's contingent
There you go.
on the team. You're comparing apples to oranges here with the teams that they play.
Not necessarily, because you argue Tom Brady's the best in the world because he made his team better. He never had good players, technically.
Right. He also had the best coach in the history. So again, things have to work for that to happen.
Listen, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Part of why you also don't see Baker Mayfield is because he's on the Browns. If you put Baker Mayfield right now on the San Francisco 49ers, I bet you would feel different.
No, because I didn't want to draft Baker Mayfield because I don't see it with him.
Did you want to draft Jimmy Garoppolo?
I didn't know Jimmy Garoppolo was drafted.
But that's my.
Knowing me, actually, yes, I did want to draft Jimmy Garoppolo. But I like drafting people you don't know.
D2 quarterback.
I like drafting people you don't know because they always turn out to be really good.
All right, last one before the break. Are they this bad? The New Orleans Saints, 1 and 2. A lot of speculation around Drew Brees. I didn't think he looked bad in Sunday night game at all. He threw for a good amount of yards, but he just can't throw the ball down the field. So at 1 and 2, are the New Orleans Saints this bad?
I don't think they're that bad. I don't think they're that bad. I think Sean Payton's going to figure out how he's going to play Drew Brees this year. I think he might be. I think the thing what's the guy's name? Number 7 there or number 8? What's the quarterback?
Peyton Hillis.
Yeah, Peyton Hillis. I just don't know if that's got what it needs to be. The bridge between Drew Brees being old and what he needs to be for them right now. I feel like that's a little tired. So it seems like the Saints need to find something new for Drew Brees, and that's just not how their offense is built.
Well, and they have Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas, and that's the thing. He's like, okay, we come in and you're defending this team. These are the two we need to stop. They're going to get their yards. And the Saints are probably going to score 24 points. But if you can keep them at bay, if you can turn Drew Brees over 1 or 2 times, if you can get a few 3 and outs in there, it's almost like you're willing to give up points against that team, knowing how you're going to give those points up to then beat them in the long run, which is almost what the Packers did on Sunday.
Yeah.
That was a great game. So
Okay.
that is
I got one for you before the break, real quick.
okay.
No,
Yeah, go ahead.
is he for real? 3 games, Joe Burrow.
Yes, he's for real. I mean, he's just it's a different animal. They're not even a good football team. They've competed in all 3 games they've been in. And you know what? The beautiful thing about it is he looks like a vet when he's on the sidelines, when he's in the huddle, the way he carries himself. Joe Burrow is a dude. And I think Cincinnati's going to be back to the Marvin Lewis days. And hear me out on this before you criticize the comment. 15 straight years they went to the playoffs. 15 straight years they lost in the first round, which is the Joe Burrow's difference, I think. They're going to get back to that time frame, but he's going to get them over that.
Can Kyler Murray do that?
I think so. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think Kyler Murray's
All right.
You need to stay up late and watch some West Coast football because I think you're going to be.
I like Kyler Murray. I just don't know if he's going to do it.
We'll find out. If you have an opinion, 60980724292, facebook.com/TheRomeShow1. You can comment in on the Facebook section. We are going to take a quick break here from the Rome Show. Remember, we're taking you all the way up until the 8 o'clock hour here on HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2 Room. Let's pay these bills.
Rocky Romanella is the founder and CEO of 360 Management Services LLC and author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts. With over 40 years of boots-on-the-ground leadership experience, Rocky creates excitement through his energy, passion, and knowledge in every podcast. During his 36 years at UPS, he led one of the largest rebranding initiatives in franchising history, the UPS Store, revolutionizing the $9 billion retail shipping and business services market. He also led the integration of more than 20 acquisitions that became UPS Supply Chain Solutions and let us improve financial performance, capabilities, and global footprint. Post-UPS, he served as CEO and director for Unitech Global Services, a telecommunications company, and serves as an independent board member and advisor. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the discussion.
I hate that air. Welcome back to the Rome Show here on HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2, and Facebook.com/The Rome Show 1. I am Andrew Romanella. That is Rocky Romanella. We are taking you all the way up until 8:05 here on the East Coast. Rocky and I were just having a mid-show meeting, realizing that we got a little loopy on the are these teams real and are they not? Little miscommunication. We think we made it through though. However, we're going to work through it here in the last 20 minutes. So your comments are needed. You let us know. I put it up on the Instagram as well at the Wide World of Rome at Coach Romo24. If you want to write in on the show, you can get a look in at the 360 Management Services studios as well. Shout out to 360 Management Services and TightenTheLugNuts.com. Here we go. Moving forward with the sports here. A lot going on. And I'm super excited because it is a little overwhelming. And I'm going to say this right now, ladies and gentlemen. When you miss sports as much as we all miss sports from March to June, you start to realize how badly you want them back. But then when you're sitting there at 7:12 at night, and I know every single person listening to this show and the man sitting to my right has thought this as well. You're sitting there at 7:12, maybe you get yourself a snack, right? For Rocky, he's probably got Sophia and Rocco, they're chilling, right? And you're like, all right, yeah, I'm going to watch this hockey game. Like, yeah, but shit, I want to turn that basketball game on. And you're like, yeah, you know, but I'd really love to watch some of that football because it's Monday night. And then you're like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I want to go back to normal. And that's what I was thinking all weekend was, man, I can't keep my eyes on everything. So, Rock, for football at least, you know what I discovered? And you were here for this discovery while you were building stuff. Is I discovered the 4-box Red Zone NFL Sunday ticket.
Do you like the 4-box?
I love it.
No.
See, I love it because
No.
I could see them all going on at one time. So, but
There was one section that was really good.
hear me out though. I don't want the 4-box for football. I want the 4-box for 4 sports. If I'm gonna have 4 sports playing at one time, I want the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, and I want the MLB because I think that's the only way I'll be able to follow them all. And I think you have this too. Sports ADZ is a real thing.
Oh, it's definitely a real thing.
Like you turn on a game you want to watch for as long as you want to watch it. And 10 minutes in, you're like, I gotta see what other game is.
Yeah, of course.
And you're like, wait, why? And I
You
think
have to get into a rhythm like a Saturday in rhythm where it's going to go here, then here, then here, then back. And you work the commercial.
And that's what makes it difficult right now. And you got me thinking, right? And I want to get into the NBA real quick because I know we're going to give our MLB brackets in about 2 minutes, okay? But it got me thinking, when do we get back to the normal schedule? Like, how long does it realistically take?
2 years.
Yeah, because I was thinking that too. Like, okay, so the NBA announces that they're going to play like after 2021 starts, right? Okay, so that cycle probably brings you back maybe a little bit shorter to when this time frame ends. Then that next year you probably roll. Maybe you start in like middle of December.
Yeah,
you're probably looking at 2023 before you're back on a normal NBA schedule, a normal NHL schedule. Baseball's kind of probably going to be normal no matter what, and then a normal. What sport am I missing? NFL will stay normal as well.
NFL won't change, right? Baseball will be fine.
But golf is the other one I was thinking about. Because aren't
Golf will be fine.
they're played because they start in February, correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll be fine.
So they'll be good too. But I just curious. I just started thinking about that. I mean, man, we might get this every year for longer than we normally do because of this given year for the next 3.
Well, the finals usually plays in June, so hockey ends around June 14th. Basketball usually ends like a week or 2 later.
And if the Cup is won tomorrow, what's that date? The 29th?
The Cup might be won tonight.
So actually tonight. So that's the 28th. So now.
So then, no, it has nothing to do with now. Now it's when you start. You're either starting in December, January. It sounds like everyone's starting in January.
What's the normal start date for hockey?
October. So it's 2 months behind.
Okay.
So you're going to go, okay, well, June, July, August. So you finish in August, and training camp typically starts in August.
Right.
So you play, but now you just look at, you have a week break in mid-season that you won't do. You got an all-star break that maybe you don't do. You're going to do an all-star break, but maybe it's like 2 days.
You have to play 82 games, right?
Oh, yeah.
In both sports, you have to go back to a regular schedule. Because the NBA and hockey were also weird in this whole thing too, because they played 85% of the season.
Oh yeah, hockey only missed 12.
That book was weird. So interesting. So while we're there on the NBA though, okay, I got 2 things for you. The first one is the Lakers and the Heat are going to match up starting Wednesday night for the NBA championship. Now, this is the 10th appearance in the finals for LeBron James. Think about this for a second, ladies and gentlemen. During LeBron James' career, the last 11 years, he's made the playoffs 10 times, and on all 10 of those times, he has made the NBA finals. As a person, that could be, on certain days, considered a little bit of a LeBron hater. I'm here today on the Rome Show to tell everybody, pay attention, because you don't get this. You are going to miss the greatness of LeBron James when he retires. And I as well am I think Jordan's the greatest of all time person. Take all that out of it for a second and just simply say, what I'm watching is pure greatness. And if I don't enjoy it now, that's disappointing because that's one of the greatest of all time.
It's very impressive.
It's super impressive.
It's very impressive that he can win. He can be in the finals more than 95% of the league's history.
Ever. Think about Doc Rivers, man. Speaking of Doc Rivers, let go as the Los Angeles Clippers head coach as well after 7 years. That's a huge move as well.
Yeah, but
underperformed, and no matter how great of a human being you are.
NBA, the only league where you can get to the conference finals and get fired for failure.
Yep, 100%. So, who do you have? NBA Finals, Heat versus Lakers.
Lakers.
And how many games?
5.
Hey, you don't think the Heat will get anything one, huh?
LeBron.
He just are that much better.
I think LeBron is that much better.
So here's my argument back.
I think LeBron is that much better, and it's a special year for the Lakers.
I agree.
And there is something special that's going to be driving LeBron to new heights that we haven't seen before. This is the perfect first championship in Los Angeles for him.
For him, I agree.
For him, with no anything else but everyone wanting to see him win. The whole world is ready. You know, LeBron, we're not gonna. Even the haters,
this is the
are
reason,
cheering for him right now.
And I think also the other thing that adds to it slightly is that he's playing the Heat.
Exactly.
I think that adds to it, man. Like, I think he could have cared less if it was the Celtics. Everyone else in NBA history would have been so cool. Yeah, but us, we're like, nah, dude, I want to see him against the Heat. And the X factor here, though, hear me out. And before the show, my brother-in-law had said this to me too.
I'm all in on Sean's prediction, by the way.
What
he said Lakers.
He said Lakers 5. But he said to me that he doesn't believe that the head coach in basketball means as much.
They don't.
But here's my thing. I agree with it half the time. For example, if you look at this NBA Finals, on the Lakers side, no, I don't believe that the coach matters as much. But on the Heat side, I do believe Eric Spoelstra matters. I don't believe the Heat are where they are if Eric Spoelstra isn't the head coach of that team. I believe that last year with the Raptors. Yes, you have Kawhi Leonard, and yes, you have Kyle Lowry, but I don't care who anyone is, you're a liar. If you could look me in the face and you're not Drake or someone from Toronto, and you would have said the Toronto Raptors were winning the championship last year, regardless of if Kawhi Leonard was on their roster. So in some scenarios, I agree. The coach might not matter, but in this scenario for the Heat, I think it does matter.
But in the NBA, talent always wins.
It does sometimes.
Talent always wins.
Yeah, but there's a lot of talent on that Heat team. Here's what I'm saying: Lakers in 7.
7?
Lakers in 7.
No.
Yes, the bubble, dude. It changes people. Dude, the Heat play in the bubble. Jimmy Butler is a legit dude. Bam Adebayo. You got other guys that are performing on there. Goran Dragic is a great ball hand.
Yeah,
There are some things.
where
I think the Lakers.
I will be Stephen A. Smith and just say they're playing LeBron James. Yes, they have no chance.
I think that the Lakers win it, but I think it's in 7.
I don't think it's in 7.
All right, we'll see.
I think they're trying to get out of that bubble as quickly as possible.
Real quick, I got some stats on Doc Rivers here since he was let
They
go.
hate the bubble, the NBA guys.
Oh, they do. Of the Los Angeles Lakers, Doc Rivers was let go today. In Doc Rivers' career, he has 943 wins. That's 11th all time. He was hired by the Orlando Magic in 1999. Coached there in 2003. Then was hired by the Celtics in 3. Coached there till 13. Then hired by the Clippers from 13 to 20. I'm predicting this right now. Doc Rivers will not get a head coaching job next year. It'll be the first year in 21 he's not in the league. He's going to bounce back as a better head coach at his next opportunity, which will probably be his last opportunity, and it'll probably be the one that gets him his second championship. However, the odds are not in his favor because here's the last stat I have for you. Doc Rivers is the only coach in NBA history to blow 3-1 leads in the playoffs. This year against the Denver Nuggets, in 2015 with the Los Angeles Clippers in the Western semifinals against the Houston Rockets, and in 2003, his last year with the Orlando Magic in the first round against the Detroit Pistons. How about that?
Do you think Doc Rivers coaches basketball for the New York Knickerbockers?
I didn't even think about it.
It's the first person. That's first person above.
I'm sitting here making the prediction he's out of the league for the
I mean,
well, they already hired a head coach.
I think no. They you can't bring him in without talent.
So,
It's just not fair.
but they already hired a head coach.
I know that's why in a year your prediction makes sense.
Oh, okay. Or I was thinking, were you saying like, do you bring him on as an assistant
No, he's not. I mean,
coach, or as like a director of
basketball operations.
interesting thought there. But that's my prediction on Doc Rivers, and I thought those stats were really interesting. Like Doc Rivers.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just now that he's available and I'm the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, I agree. But again, but this is my thing though.
Yeah.
What he's showing you is he's the Andy Reid of basketball, but he has a championship already.
So he's not the.
No, but it's like the comparison. It's like he's the guy that's always going to get there, close to it, as close as you can get. But something's going to happen and he's not going to win it. He needs to find his Patty Mahomes. Maybe it's the Brooklyn Nets and KD and Kyrie and that team.
But not anymore. That's Jason Kidd's team.
It's Jason Kidd's team. That is so sad. So,
But think about it. If you're the Brooklyn Nets, you wait 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah, I agree.
And you have.
And you know Doc Rivers is there because I don't think he's
I
been
think
hired.
everyone knew he wasn't going to be back if they didn't win.
Oh,
I
I
think he wasn't
agree.
coming back even if they won.
If they won and went to the finals and lost to the Lakers, I think he would have came back. He would have gotten one more year.
I'm just saying basketball's crazy with coaching. I
It
mean,
is.
Toronto
But
literally
seriously,
went to the
NFL.
finals and they fired the coach.
No, they
They
were.
went to the.
They were the
Eastern
number.
Conference
He was the coach of the year. They were the 1 seed. They lost in the semifinals
Finals. Either way,
to the Miami Heat, LeBron's last year.
Yeah.
Or the Cavs, excuse me.
talent.
NBA Finals starts Wednesday night. Rocky says 5 Lakers. I say 7 Lakers. We'll see who is correct. Rocky, let's go to the MLB real quick. Okay. We got our playoff brackets out here.
You know who I want to select.
It's super exciting that the playoffs are happening and it's an expanded playoff. We talked about it a little bit at the open of the show. So here's what we're going to do. Let's just make this simple. Okay. You got your bracket open. I'm going to put my timer on 1 minute.
Yeah.
All right.
The whole thing.
I'll give you 2 minutes.
Okay.
You got 2 minutes. Timer on the clock.
Hey, you want every round?
whatever you want to give us, as long as we know who you believe is going to win the World Series.
All right, you have to write this down, but I don't know. Here we go.
And wait, Siri, start my timer for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Tampa Bay over Toronto.
Okay.
Cleveland over the Yankees.
Wow.
And I'll take Tampa Bay over Cleveland. I'm going to go Twins over the Astros, A's over the White Sox, A's over the Twins, A's over the Devil Rays, and the Oakland A's are going to the World Series from the AL.
Wow.
I've got LA Dodgers over the Brewers. I've got the Cardinals over the. Actually, no, I'm going to take the Padres over the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Marlins over the Cubs and the Braves over the Reds. I'll take the Braves over the Marlins, and then I'll take the Dodgers over the Padres, and then I'm going to put the Dodgers over the Braves. And it's going to be a California only North versus South. PCH, A's versus Dodgers, A's. Billy.
Wow! World Series. What just happened? What just happened? Okay, let's break that down for a quick second because you got another 45 seconds on your clock. I got 3 questions for you. The first one is the Cleveland Indians over the Yankees.
Yankees, listen, they limped into the playoffs. I don't like that, ever.
You don't think the White Sox are real, do you?
I think the A's are.
And you think that hands down best overall baseball team that the A's have ever put together?
You asked me 3 weeks ago if there was going to be someone special from baseball in the World Series. I said it was the A's. I'm sticking with it.
Last one, okay. Is it hard to pick against the Dodgers when they're that good, but they haven't won it all yet?
No. Well, because they're good enough to get it.
Okay.
And if I'm going to pick the A's to win, then I was cool with it.
You're
And I didn't want to put the Braves in.
fantastic. That's fantastic. All right, so Rocky has the A's versus the Dodgers
Billy Bean, make me a believer. If you go out
in the
round,
World Series. In the World Series. Okay. And he's got the Dodgers winning it all.
Yeah. No. I have the A's winning.
He has the A's winning all right, Billy Bean.
Billy Bean, first one.
Okay.
They got to win it.
All right.
Brad Pitt played.
Perfect.
The only thing better is the World Series.
All right, I'll give you mine now. Here we go. 2 minutes on the clock. Siri, set the timer. Here we go. All right, I have Tampa Bay beating. I have Tampa Bay beating Toronto. Do I like this Toronto team? Yes, but I just think Tampa Bay is an all-around better ball club, and what they've shown over the course of this 60 games is they're built for a run like this, and I think they're going to make a run here. I have the Cleveland Indians over the Yankees as well. I wanted to see if your reasonings were the same. They are. Anytime a team limps into the playoffs, I don't feel good about that. So in that AL top 5, I got Tampa Bay versus Cleveland in the second round, and I have Tampa Bay winning that to go to the, what do we call this? It's the ALCS. There we go. The ALCS.
So we're the same there.
Got it. Now, I have I have Minnesota over Houston. The reason, though, is because the last time, the bunch of times Minnesota made the playoffs, they played the Yankees. I think they're going to be so amped to not see the Yankees, they're going to win that series. Then, I have the White Sox beating the Athletics. That's why I'm laughing that you have them. Not that you could be right. I could be completely wrong. Who knows? Crapshoot. But the White Sox are legit, dude. They are. And they have good pitching. See, that's the thing. When you have the good pitching and the good offense, it could roll. So the White Sox versus the Twins, this is where the Twins finally do something. Wow. I have the Twins beating the White Sox there, playing the Rays in the ALCS, and I have the Tampa Bay Rays. I don't think they're Tampa Bay anymore. Maybe they are. I have no clue. They are in the World Series. NL side of the bracket, Dodgers, Brewers. Dodgers win that one, hands down. I have the St. Louis Cardinals defeating the Padres. Why? Padres are a young team. First time in the playoffs in a bunch of years. St. Louis has Yachty, and for some reason, I don't care if he only plays one position on the field. If you have Yachty, I'm going to take it. St. Louis plays the Dodgers. Then I have the Miami Marlins beating the Chicago Cubs. Every time the Marlins get in the playoffs, they do something. First time since 2003 in the playoffs.
Destiny this year is
I love where your head's at. I got the Marlins. I have the Cincinnati Reds beating the Atlanta Braves. Why?
That's a fan decision.
It is not a fan decision. The Atlanta Braves don't have a good pitching staff. It's good enough. It's not good enough. If you catch my drift there. And By the way, Trevor Bauer is the number 1 for the Cincinnati Reds. Sonny Gray's the number 3, and if it's the Sonny Gray now, not the Sonny Gray for the Yankees, which it currently is, that's a dude. He's got the guy in the middle, but he's also a stud as well. They got to combine 27 wins. So the Reds are going to play the Marlins. The Marlins are going to win. They're going to play the Dodgers in the NLCS. And then I agree. I have to agree with you. The Dodgers are going to go to the World Series. Now, this is where it's difficult because the Dodgers are legit. So are the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm taking the Dodgers. This is the year.
The year for the
This
Dodgers.
is the year
We both believe
for the Dodgers.
So we both believe a team who has been ill-fated in the past.
Yes. Because I just don't know why 2020 feels like the year for everyone that has had issues to rectify those issues and get to the finals and win. So I have
Same
the
story for the
Dodgers
Lightning if they win.
playing the Rays exactly. And but same thing for the Heat, though. Like,
Not really.
but yes, because if you're Spoelstra and the Heat, you're still trying to prove you can win without LeBron there and D-Wade there. You've only won that with big superstars. Either way, Rays versus Dodgers. I have the Dodgers winning. Rocky has the A's versus the Dodgers, and he has the A's winning. Watch, the Dodgers will not make the World Series now because we both picked them to.
I know I don't want to have the Mike Greenberg curse where everyone I pick loses.
Loses,
That's
right?
what I've been the last 2 weeks. Everything you've asked me the last 2 weeks, my predictions wise, have been completely wrong.
So 16 teams in this playoff bracket.
I love it actually. I think this is great. This is a great look to that MLB postseason. It's so much better than 6 teams on either side.
I agree.
I mean, 6 teams on either side is a joke.
And you play 162 games to get down
To get to 6
teams.
to 6.
And so how
But
did
that's why you have to shorten the season so you can have more.
So the NBA has 16.
Yep.
NHL has 16.
Yep.
And the NFL has 16. No, the NFL doesn't have 16 either. What do they have?
They have 12. Same as baseball.
But that makes almost more sense because you're only playing 16 games.
No. Baseball.
Now, isn't it 4 wins to get to the Super Bowl if you're a wild card team? 3 wins and then the Super Bowl.
10. It's 10, I think. It's
I'm
actually.
gonna look it up right now.
No, it's 12. I said 12, 6 and 6. No, it's 14 maybe.
Isn't it funny when you think about it? You can't. Well, there is a first round bye,
Yes.
single elimination.
Yeah, it's 14.
Yeah, I think you're right. 14.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Mhm.
So they split the difference. But for some reason, I'm not sitting there wanting 2 more teams in the NFL playoffs. I'm okay with where it's at. It's
No.
only the MLB that I want more teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, I because the way that you get in from a wild card standpoint is so not baseball that you can't accept the number of teams. You're almost
Yeah.
better off taking away that crappy 1-game wild card because you're not really expanding the playoffs.
No. So really, essentially, it's 10. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And
I get what
that's
you're
not in the spirit of baseball. Baseball is a sport that you said you need series for based on the way it's played.
because any given night, one guy.
That's what I'm
Whole thing.
saying. So yeah, it's because you can't have the same pitcher every night. You have to play a series.
I agree.
So then you say that is the fundamental difference between baseball and every other sport. And then you're going to take that away when it gets to the most critical time of the year. And that just doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's going to be the playoff expansion stays, the DH switches back. That's what I think is going to happen at the end of this year.
They're going to take the DH out.
I think they're going to, and you're going to go back to the NL being no DH, right?
Oh, yeah.
AL, stay DH.
Yeah.
Just saying, go back to regular DH rules.
That would be nice.
And then I think they're going to, because what's going to happen is and I hate, honestly, a real pet peeve of mine is the whole baseball purist thing. What the hell is that? What is a baseball purist? So whenever we're because the baseball purists off, that's why they love not having the DH. Screw that person first off. The DH is way better across the board. That's his facts. Anyways, besides the point, those people are gonna come out of the woodworks and say we want the game to be changed back to the way it was. People are gonna come out and say we love it this way, right? And then other people are gonna come out and say we want expanded playoffs. I think the MLB's gonna have to choose one.
Well, they had the proposal go before COVID that you got to pick who you played in the playoffs.
Yeah, that was so stupid. So I think when they sit down, it's going to become, hey, the fans are going to want one of them. We can't go blanket and say, no, we're going back to all normal stuff because I think people like it too much. So I think the easiest choice is expanded playoffs because you could sell it to the owners because it's more money in your pocket.
145, 14 teams, first round bye, just like football. Let's go.
145. I just don't see them cutting the season by that many games. I want it. Don't get me wrong.
It's the only way you can expand the playoffs and have a World Series before Halloween.
All right, you get 2 predictions before we get out of here. We have Game 6 of the NHL Finals tonight, Rocky. Okay, Tampa Bay is currently up 3-2. The last 2 games have gone to overtime, with Game 4 going to the Tampa Bay Lightning and double overtime Game 5 falling to the Dallas Stars. This could be as even of a 6-game series as you've seen in a minute. I said this before on the show. Both these teams play fast. What do you got tonight in Game 6?
I think the Lightning win the Stanley Cup tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it to watch. I'm ready for a Cup series. I'm ready to watch the Cup. That's my favorite part. But
Speaking of riding the ship,
yeah, listen. I've watched every game of the series. I actually am cheering for Dallas. I just like that story a lot. I like both stories. But for whatever reason, I just love the Dallas story because I like teams of destiny like that that just kind of come out of nowhere. They're
like
just
the Blues last year.
Love the Blues story.
Gloria.
Yeah, well, exactly. I like Ryan. Like, I would love to see Ryan McDonough win a Stanley Cup for the Lightning.
There's so many Rangers on that team.
Well, there's only 2 now.
Now I know, but like if you think about where Rangers have gone to end their career,
They're pretty good. It's like we just had these players, these guys.
it would have been really good for
We
all.
might be good. So I love the Stamkos story.
Me too.
I'd like to see that. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna win tonight.
I felt like the whole time throughout all of these playoffs, they were gonna get.
Yeah, they are the best team.
They are, but they've been the best team. This is finally the year, and tonight's gonna go a long way in proving that they actually proved that.
Yeah. It's funny. I thought the series looked a lot like it did when, the Devils played the Kings and the Rangers played the
In
Kings.
2011 or something like that. Yeah.
Both Eastern teams just had such good runs, but such big battles that they just didn't have the legs to play that good of a team. And I thought that's what we found in Dallas. But they had some magic in them to tie it up.
I remember that Devils series. I remember going into Game 5, and I was like, "Oh, if they win this, they go back to New Jersey." And you were like, "Dude, they've already just look at the series as a whole."
Yeah.
Each 60 minutes was so hard fought that for the Devils to be down 3-1 with that much effort.
That's why I see the Lightning. I mean, that's
I think it's gonna be like 5-2 tonight. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not close. I'm just saying
maybe a couple of
if you're going to look at the scoreboard and say, "Oh, it's went to overtime," or they won this.
Yeah, or it's going to be tight, and then with about 15 minutes left in the third,
they'll take over.
It'll just be
the ice will shift.
No doubt.
All right, last one. Monday Night Football. Great Monday Night Football matchup. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm going to take the Chiefs 36-34 over the Ravens.
Wow. Okay, now they're in Baltimore. It doesn't matter at all.
I don't care where they're playing.
It doesn't matter at all. I'm going to take the Chiefs as well. You what you say, 36-25?
No, 36-34.
36-34. I'm going to go 28-24. Still pretty high scoring, but just for some reason, I don't know. The Chiefs last week only put up like 28 against the Chargers. I think the Baltimore Ravens have better defense. So either way, we both have the Chiefs.
The Chiefs will score if the Ravens score.
We both have the Chiefs. We both have the Lightning. And you have the Rome Show every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. on HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2, and Facebook.com/The Rome Show 1. This has been a good one.
It was a fun one.
This was a fun one. We will get our real and not real segment up to par for all you ladies and gentlemen next week. Join us again on HamiltonRadio.net and Facebook.com on October, I want to say, 4th. Next Monday, I could be wrong. I might be wrong. It might be the 5th. Who knows? Either way, join us next week on Facebook. We'll be back. Andrew Romanella, Rocky Romanella, The Rome Show. We are out of here.
Rocky Romanella is the founder and CEO of 360 Management Services, LLC, and author of the book, Tighten the Lug Nuts. With over 40 years of boots-on-the-ground leadership experience, Rocky creates excitement through his energy, passion, and knowledge in every podcast. During his 36 years at UPS, he led one of the largest rebranding initiatives in franchising history, the UPS Store, revolutionizing the $9 billion retail shipping and business services market. He also led the integration of more than 20 acquisitions that became UPS Supply Chain Solutions and let us improve financial performance, capabilities, and global footprint. Post-UPS, he served as CEO and director for Unitech Global Services, a telecommunications company, and serves as an independent board member and advisor. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the discussion.
Do this look like work to you? Nah, looking at the lights like it's all of this for me. Everyone tonight is here, all of this for me. Hands in the air, yeah, all of this for me. Bottles over here, all of this for me. Bottles bringing bottles, yeah, all of this for me.
Okay, fellas, good job. And you guys have a wonderful weekend and enjoy these games.